morning and welcome to Cover 2 Cook. We're on episode 111. I have a new co-pilot today, Mrs. Lisa Cook, as Mr. Tim Cook cannot make it today. Let's talk about the NFL today. Let's talk about trivia, as I will be taking Lisa's trivia questions on and see how I do out of the 10. And then we're going to finish with talking about the NBA Finals, as that finish wrapped up on Sunday, and the last time we talked was Thursday, so we got 2 games to talk about, so let's get it started.
Yeah, I was going to do a vertical jump there. Thank you, Sox.
Travel been to Indiana, and did Cover 2 Cook get you a good hotel?
Indiana? No, I'm in Louisiana. I'm here for Mardi Gras.
I know that this might be hard, but I don't know how much you remember Friday night since we left you damn near when you fell asleep.
I got my belly full, man. I was like, warm covers and warm. I was like, I could go to sleep right now.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jack Dorsey.
Final answer?
Yes. All right.
This is going to be a long fucking day.
All right. Thank you so much for joining episode 111. And thank you, Lisa, for joining us as well today. Right off the bat, we got to talk some NFL. Lisa loves talking NFL, so I knew I have to talk about it. She doesn't hear enough about it, so I got to talk about it. Flag football players will have a fair shake against NFL players for the Olympic team per the per the Olympic executive member or whatever. What do you think about that? Like, when you hear that NFL players now have to earn a spot on this flag football team. What do you think?
I think that's fair. I don't think that they should be just given the opportunity to join the team. They definitely should try out. I mean, these players have been playing flag football for quite some time. They know the rules more clearer than possibly an NFL athlete.
Oh, I totally agree. I think when it comes to the strategy and the rules, my only thing about it is like, how much strategy needs to go into the flag football when we're playing other countries that may not be as... Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm going to be stunned about that. But at the same time, I do like it because there is people that have given time and money and things like that to being on a flag football team, that now these NFL players come in and they're just like, it's just theirs now.
Right.
I think it's surprising. I think it'll be surprising to see many of the flag football people on it. I think it's going to be mostly NFL because it's the first year it's in LA. But I do think it's something where you have to say this. It's going to be a fair shake. Just because you play for the Minnesota Vikings, just because you play for Chicago Bears, doesn't mean you're on this Olympic team.
But haven't we heard some athletes, too, say that they won't participate?
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to think, this is years away, right? So, like, we're not, this isn't in 6 months, this is years away, but also at the same time, like Patrick Mahomes has nothing to prove.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know, there's a little of me being like, he's already made this comment that he's not playing, but, like Steph Curry came and played in this last basketball Olympics because he had won everything else, but he didn't have a gold medal at home. So I do see some of these players maybe changing their mind, but you got to talk about years from now. I mean, like the Malik Neighbors that just had a star rookie season, he might be the guy that they're like, he is definitely playing. There might be like Patrick Mahomes where they're already talking about him and Travis Kelce maybe not coming back, maybe retirement, all this. If we're years away, that's another year of that physical body or that physical sport playing on that body. Yes, flag football is not as physical, but you do still kind of run into each other.
But so they don't tackle like at all. There's no like setting yourself up and taking someone down. It's only grabbing the flags.
Only grabbing flags, but as a person that taught little kids flag football, you're going to run into each other. Like, it's just, like, you're going to reach for something, and if they don't see you and they move that way, you're going to run into each other. And that's where I think having NFL players in this, like, I just imagine, like, another country, like, you know what, let's make fun of one of them, because I love it. Canada. Like, Canadian football versus American football, where a guy's just like, I'm going to juke him out, and it's like a 6'3", 235-pound person that's not even in pads, that looks like they're in pads.
Okay, so they don't wear pads and they don't wear helmets.
I think they wear like head guards, like things that kind of, cause just precautions. I mean, I don't know. I think that's interesting because we're seeing now like schools start, like our old college, They have a flag football organization now. Illinois College does. That. And you're seeing now the women side of it as well. I think that's very interesting as well. I think this will bring a lot of audiences to understanding flag football outside of football, outside of the NFL, I guess. But yeah, I don't know 100% the rules. I just know the rules that I taught the little kids so that they didn't get hurt. But I do have a question real quick with this one. You know, we've seen the USFL start up, right? We've seen the XFL start up. These other professional football leagues. They have the Canadian Football League, right? Like up in Canada. Do you think there will be any flag football players that will do good or well enough that will earn themselves a spot at trying out for an NFL team?
I feel like there could be a couple. I mean, I don't know anybody on the team currently, but if you're making it to an Olympic team, you might have the caliber to make it on the NFL team.
Yeah, I think there's going to be, I guess we'll kind of like see what the team gets made up as it ends. Like, I hope there is Olympic guys on there. I think there should be anyways. Mm-hmm. And here's why. It's good for the strategy of it, also the understanding of the game. The last thing we need is 20 NFL players out there not knowing what the hell they're doing or playing the right sport. Yeah. Like, it'll just look like elephants on the field, just like, no. We need structure. But that person that's on that Olympic team will have to play so good. Yeah. So good, even to get an opportunity at an NFL. But at the same time, the kicker for the Detroit Lions came from the USFL because he went perfect in the USFL for kicking field goals. And now he is one of the most, if not clutch, kickers in the NFL now. So
I thought you were gonna say the opposite. I thought you made it to the big shots and then he choked. I thought that's where you're gonna go. He
did that the boom on the Vikings after he made his kick. So yeah, no. And I don't wish any harm on anyone, but Detroit can take a step back. Okay, it's but yeah, I do think there'll be opportunities for these players. It's very cool though. It's very cool to see the Olympics. I really kind of want to get into it, but like we're very far from it as well too. So like let's just remember.
Yeah, and I think it's like on a different note, I think it's good for even the generation growing up being able to have all these possibilities to like continue to play the sport that you love. Like it's not just NFL as the end game. You have XFL, you have USFL, you have flag football. So it's good to know that there's other possibilities to keep dreams alive.
Yeah, I will say NFL's still king, but for sure, I think flag football is cool to have because as a person that played football from first grade, kindergarten to college level, I think there was a good time period where it should have just been flag football, not tackle football. And I think just getting around and understanding routes and covering people and throwing a football and catching a football and hiking a ball and all that stuff, will help you play the game eventually when you start playing real football. But taking head hits in first grade and second grade and third grade, probably just not optimal. I mean, I think this is where I hope it gets popular because, future kids can play this before they get into the real game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also in the NFL, season 2 of Netflix's Quarterback drops on July 8th. Now they've had the wide receivers, they've had quarterback season 1. This year, Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, and Kirk Cousins will be featured in this. This is Kirk Cousins' second time being on it, as he was a Viking last year. And Jared Goff and Joe Burrow's first time Joey is on here. Now, the trailer did feature Goff talking about living up to the hype after leaving the Rams, if you remember. Or if you're Lisa, Jared Goff took the Rams to the Super Bowl. They lost to the Patriots. It was one of those shitty games where it was like 13-7 or something like that. I don't know if you remember that one.
No.
Okay. And then Cousins is what you start with him in the trailer is Cousins learning that the Falcons went and got Michael Penix Jr. Why? Like you just signed this huge contract. Like I thought I was a guy. So this is going to be cool. Now we obviously know how these teams do because this is past tense. Okay. This was all recorded before.
Okay.
But seeing Kirk Cousins go through the struggle of being the starting quarterback, to being benched, to Michael Penix starting the last 3 games, I think, 3 or 4. Jared Goff. Man, were those Detroit Lions good this year.
Yeah.
And that season, how that's going to go. And then you got Joe Burrow on the other side, where they struggled in the beginning, and then they got hot at the end, but couldn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I think this will be a good season. I know you're not waiting for me to watch this. I think this will be a one I can watch on my own. But what do you think about hearing about this for the first time?
Yeah, that sounds cool to me.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like prime time. And here's why. Now that basketball's done, now that hockey's done, it's football season. Like, unless someone is going to pay for me to go to a baseball game, baseball's just not relevant right now. I know the Chicago Cubs are playing so good. And, like, I'm watching the standings. I have not watched one game. And it's like, I know I need to get into it. I do.
No, I don't think you do, because if you start, then it's going to switch. And then you're going to blame yourself. So you just might as well not.
So you're welcome, Cub fans out there. The reason that they're doing this so well is because I will not watch them. So, but hey, I'll tell you right now, they make it to the playoffs. You boys, I'm a Cubs fan I'm diehard. Like, just how we were like in the NBA, the NHL. In other news, Aaron Rodgers was on Pat McAfee today and said this might be his last ride. Also, Aaron Rodgers had a lot to say on this clip today of this interview. But him saying this last ride, no shit. Like, I mean, it took you 2 days to get into before minicamp? Like, I mean, I feel like at this point now we're like, I hope it's your last ride, because I don't know if I want to hear about it. What do you think about this?
I mean, I think he's just trying to get himself out there. He wants to keep the topic on himself. Like, I thought for sure the April Fool's joke that I read that he retired was legit. Like, yeah, you should just retire. Like, you don't know where you're going. You can't make a decision. Just retire. And now you signed on for a 1 year. Like, that's total clickbait. Like,
Well, and it's actually so funny because I know that this will like correlate in your mind, but like Brett Favre did like the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Now, Brett Favre was the starting quarterback when Aaron Rodgers was the backup. Okay. Mm-hmm. They drafted Aaron Rodgers when Brett Favre was still the starter at Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers becomes a starter and does well, wins him a Super Bowl, just like Brett Favre did. And then on a random draft night, they take Jordan Love. And it was like, whoa, right?
Yeah.
It's like Green Bay repeated it, but then like now as time's gone on, I'm like, Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, I think they're like long lost brothers.
Right.
They are just like, and I apologize, Aaron Rodgers. That's crazy to say because Brett Favre's an asshole. He's a douchebag. That's Aaron Rodgers. Like, I just think from this interview, he was saying that, like, you know, he went after the media and saying that, like, my personal life should be my personal life. I have heard more about Aaron Rodgers' personal life more than I've ever heard of it, about the wedding, about him getting married, about all this stuff. And it's like, Aaron, you're the quarterback for 1 out of 32 NFL teams. Like, you're just not playing Friday Night Lights. This isn't just like you are you've put yourself in the spotlight because of controversial comments. You've put yourself in the spotlight because of your gameplay. Don't get me wrong, you're good. But at the same time, you're the oldest. I think he's the oldest player in the NFL right now. Like, we're kind of wondering, like, what's the end game for this anyways? So, yes, you're in the spotlight, but interesting on Pat McAfee. It's always surprised me that Pat gives him the platform to talk, because you could tell when this happens where Aaron Rodgers kind of goes down a little, tangent a little bit, and Pat's like, okay. You can see him standing up, getting closer to the mic, because he's on ESPN now. So Aaron Rodgers can't go wild and talk about all his theories and all this stuff, because he went after the media today, dropped a couple F-bombs, and like just being like, my wife is private. I want to keep it private. I don't want to do this personally. It's like,
yeah, but you blaming out the media is only going to draw more attention to yourself. Like, that's total, like...
Well, and then final thing he said was, when I retire, you'll never hear from me again. And it's like, yeah, because you won't be a quarterback in the NFL. Like, you're nobody now.
Yeah.
Like,
unless you make yourself relevant. Like, Tom Brady is coming back to be in media. Like, unless you make yourself relevant, we don't care. We have 32 other quarterbacks to worry about and talk about. Like, you're not always going to be the star. I feel like this is his last, like, hurrah of, like, I want to get my name said so many times. Maybe he gets paid for how many times his name is said in the media so that he puts himself out there. Like,
I don't. And I will say the funny thing that Mike dropped at the end too was, for the next 6 weeks, leave my name out of your mouth. And it was like, bro, your interview is going to have people talking about it for the next 4 days.
Exactly.
Like, and then you're going to do something crazy over this 6 weeks. And we're going to do, we can't keep our...
He does have every right to have a private life. Like, yes. Absolutely. Like, I didn't even know he got married until I saw the photo of him at practice with the ring. Like, so, yeah, you kept that secret. But now people are going to talk about it because you're wearing a wedding ring. Like, that's just facts.
Well, and I do agree. Like, there is where our private lives, but like, let's be 100% honest. Me and you on this podcast right now, like, we don't have to do this, and we could stay as private as we want. Like, outside of this podcast, we don't express our feelings or / our relationship or whatever out on social media because that's our privateness, and we should be able to do that. But like, when you go to look for it, you can get your life out there, and that's what I went hard with Aaron Rodgers. It's like, you're a quarterback in the NFL. Like, you know how many people wish they had the media chasing after them because they were a quarterback in the NFL?
Right.
It's like, but when you're in the NFL for 20 plus years, it probably does get old. And it's probably why a lot of the guys retire. Like, so.
I have a feeling, like, this is just like my theory is that, okay, maybe you retire after this year, maybe you don't. But if you do, I bet he comes back into the media at some point, whether he's doing commercials or he's doing an NFL spotlight or something like that. Like, I bet he comes back. I bet he does. He can't. I don't think he can stay away from the spotlight.
I bet he doesn't, and here's why. Because I don't think anyone's going to want to touch him.
That's true. He's burned a lot of bridges. That's true.
And when a lot of NFL players get done, the only way they keep relevant is either like Peyton Manning starting a production company, Omaha, which is the one that's running this quarterback, like, or you become an announcer. Right. And nobody's going to want that because he's smart mouth, and it's always, you don't know what's going to come out of his mouth. And I honestly do. I agree. I disagree with you. I think he will be gone. Like, he'll just be one of those guys where in like 5 years we'll be like, oh shit, Aaron Rodgers, what are you up to these days? And I wouldn't be surprised if he takes over like some country's presidency because he's so wild there too. Like, I heard that on Pat McAfee. I can't say that I just thought of that. But, like, I don't know. It's just like, once he goes, like, I could see him just being so irrelevant. So,
yeah. I mean, I think he's just a hot topic right now. Like, once this like wave of like, oh, he's on Pat McAfee and he talked about this, and just the media. Once that waves through, it's going to go to somebody else. Like, it's not always going to stay on Aaron.
Yeah. Well, and I guess that's the final question is, does he still have a spot on Aaron or on Pat McAfee when he's done? Because then you can't tell me you'll never see me again because then you're on ESPN.
Right.
So, all right, we got to move on to trivia. So, Lisa, I don't have my co-pilot, Mr. Tim Cook, to compete against me, so I'm competing against your questions. You're going to ask 10 questions, and I'm going to be graded today. Over 90% is an A, over 80% is a B, over 70% is a C, over 60% is a D, over 50% is an F, okay? If I can do better than that, I will be happy with it. I hope your questions aren't that hard, but let's start with the warm-up for me.
Well, I think it's just interesting. You want to go solo against the trivia master. I don't think you know what you got going for you right here.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, here's your warm-up question. And this is all on you.
Yeah.
Name all the NFL logos that involve an animal.
Okay, you got the Cincinnati Bengals.
Hold on, I am okay. So technically, it's animal related, but the mascot's not on the helmet's not necessarily an animal.
Oh, okay, the logo. Okay, no, okay. So like the Chicago Bears wouldn't be one because it's just a C.
That's right.
Okay. Jaguars.
Correct.
Seahawks.
Yep.
Denver Broncos.
Yep.
The Lions.
Yep.
How many more I got?
Over 5. 8.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think like no, not the Raiders, the Buccaneers, no. The Dolphins.
Dolphins, yep.
I'm like looking at a map in my head trying to go through it. The Bills.
The Bills, yep. 6 more.
6 more? There's 6 more teams? Okay. The Browns are no. We said the Bengals, but no. Give me one.
They won a Super Bowl last year.
Eagles. Duh. Duh, dude. Duh. Baltimore Ravens.
There you go. 4 more.
You got to bring the birds into it.
That's right. There's 2 more birds.
2 more birds. Falcons.
Yep.
1 more bird. Give me the last bird.
Arizona.
Cardinals. Duh. Okay, and then what are the last 2 animals?
Houston.
Texans?
Yeah. They have a bull as their logo.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't thinking of that one. Okay.
Carolina.
Panthers. Duh.
There you go.
I'm honestly, for that warm-up, I was missing the co-pilot there. Like, I don't think he was going to bring much to it. And I know he's watching this right now. I don't think he's going to bring much to it because I was firing off on all cylinders. But I needed a co-pilot there.
I hope he would have gotten the Broncos.
Yeah, well, that's why I had to name that one because I was like, I know he's not here. All right.
The other 2 animals that are mascot related but not on their logo is the LA Rams and Indianapolis Colts.
Okay, I can see that one. All right, give me question number 1. Let's get this going.
All righty. Multiple choice. Okay. Who is the only rookie quarterback to rush for more than 700 yards and 10 touchdowns? Is it A, Cam Newton, B, Michael Vick, C, Lamar Jackson, or D, Andrew Luck?
C, no. Not C, not C the answer.
I know, I got you.
Okay, I think the obvious one is Michael Vick because he was so explosive. But you said rookie quarterback.
Rookie.
And I feel like that one makes me want to change it to Cam Newton because they used him as a runner so often. So I'm going to go with Cam Newton, final answer.
Ding, ding, ding. Yes, Cam Newton in 2011 finished with 706 rushing yards and 14 touchdowns.
Let's go.
All right, good start. Let's see how you do here. Question 2. Which one of these players never won the Offensive Rookie of the Year award determined by the NFL? A, Percy Harvin, B, Odell Beckham Jr., C, Larry Fitzgerald Jr., or D, Keenan Allen?
Ooh. And you said Rookie of the Year.
Yes, Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Offensive Rookie of the Year. Okay. Odell did have a pretty big rookie year. Percy Harvin did too because he came out of Florida and just dominated. I'm going to go Keenan Allen, though. Did Keenan Allen? I don't feel like he put his name on the map. Keenan Allen, final answer. Oh, shoot.
Larry
Who was it?
Fitzgerald.
Yeah. But he played so long that I just felt like he had all these accolades, and it's like maybe a rookie year he didn't. He came out of Pitt, too.
I have no idea who he is, so.
Yeah. All right. Question number 3. Let's get it.
All right. Question 3. Which rookie running back set the NFL record for the most rushing yards in a season for a first-year player? A, Jim Brown, B, Eric Dickerson, C, Saquon Barkley, or D, O.J. Simpson?
And if it is who I think it is, that is crazy you put this question. So I don't think it's O.J. Simpson. What was the first 2 again? Eric Dickerson and who else?
Jim Brown.
I'm going to go Jim Brown, final answer.
And incorrect.
Was it OJ?
Jim Brown had 942. Eric Dickerson was the correct answer for 1,808 yards.
Damn it. All right.
My boy Saquon was second with 1,307. And you always know when I put OJ as an option that, like, I'm just filling in.
He's not going to be the one. Yeah.
He had 697. He was fourth of the 4.
Trash. No, I'm just kidding. All right. What's the next one? So I'm 1 for 3 right now?
One for 3.
Oh, gosh.
You better turn this around.
Yeah, here we go.
Question 4. Which team has the most all-player offensive rookie of the year winners? A, Dallas, B, New England, C, Detroit, or D, Minnesota?
See, I feel like you would put Minnesota because I'm a Vikings fan, but I don't think that's the answer because I don't think the Vikings have had the most rookie of the years. I want to say Dallas because I hate when you do this. I have no clue, to be honest with you.
Go with your gut.
I'll go with the Vikings then. Final answer.
Ding, ding, ding.
All right, there we go.
They had five. Chuck Foreman, Sammy White, Randy Moss, Adrian Peterson, and Percy Harvin.
Hold up. Who was that first one you just said?
Chuck Foreman.
Okay.
Sammy White, Randy Moss, Adrian Peterson, and Percy Harvin.
Yep. Okay.
Dallas came in with 4.
Okay. And then the other ones were not. They were like 4 or 3 or whatever.
New England had 0.
Yeah.
And Detroit had 2.
Okay. All
right.
right.
Okay, 2 for 4.
Hey, 50%.
50%. Okay, question 5. True or false?
50-50 chance.
There you go. J.J. Watt was the only player ever to win Defensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year honors in the same season.
He's the only player to do that? I don't feel like he's the only player to do that. But at the same time, I feel like that's a hell of an accolade, though. And I just don't think they would give that out often, where you're the rookie player of the year and the player of the year for defense. I'm gonna say false. Final answer.
Ding, ding, ding. It was given to one person. Do you know who that person is?
I'm gonna say Lawrence.
It was Lawrence Taylor. Yeah. Very good. I won't.
So that's like 2 extra points right there. That's 2 extra.
All right, you are 3 for 5 now, right? That makes sense. Okay, question 6. Who was the last player to win Defensive Rookie of the Year and a Super Bowl ring in the same season? A, Lawrence Taylor, B, Jack Lambert, C, Terrell Suggs, or D, Dana Stubblefield?
Ooh, Terrell Suggs. No, they didn't. No. Who was the first one again?
Lawrence Taylor.
I feel like I want to say LT because I love LT. But who was the second one?
Jack Lambert.
I don't think Jack Lambert. Terrell Suggs, final answer.
Ding, ding, ding. You just whipped that answer out of nowhere. You had no idea.
I did, but I was like sitting there being like, did they win it that year? So, okay.
Yes, he won it with the Baltimore Ravens in 2003. Yep. Jack Lambert was the previous one in 1974. Lawrence Taylor and Dana did not achieve.
Yep.
Okay. That is 4 out of 6 correct.
Here we go.
Question 7. Who was the Texas A&M redshirt freshman quarterback who was money when he upset powerhouse Alabama in 2012 on his way to a Heisman Trophy?
Easy. Johnny Manziel.
Johnny. Ding, ding, ding. Very good.
Johnny football, baby.
That's right. All right, good job. Question 8. What team did Tim Tebow become the first player to run and pass for 20 touchdowns in a season?
Which team?
Yeah.
Now, can I ask this question?
Yeah.
Is it, or we're talking NFL, correct?
No.
College?
Yeah.
Then Florida?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like you shouldn't have gave me that one because that one, I was like, he didn't do that with Denver. There's no way he did that in Denver. But, okay. Yep, so Florida.
Okay. Question 9. You have 6 correct. Question 9.
I've only missed 2.
You have 6 correct. That was out of 8.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry.
Question 9. Orlando Pace was an offensive lineman for Ohio State who became famous for which specific type of block he regularly performed? A, the scrambled egg, B, Cocoa Puffs, C, pancake, or D, the Baconator?
Dude, come on. The pancake, final answer.
Ding, ding, ding.
Did you like that one because it was just food oriented?
I like the Baconator on
Yeah, I was like, that is an easy, very easy one, but like you were just like loving that Baconator at the end.
All right, off to question 10 here. Jalen Watts Jackson became a hero in 2015 at Michigan State when he scored a touchdown on an unusual play with just 10 seconds remaining in a game against Michigan, leading his team to a miracle victory. How did he score? A. Oh, do you know it?
Yeah,
if you know it, go for it.
He blocked a punt. He picked up a blocked punt.
That is correct. Blocked a botched punt. Ding, ding, ding. Yes, Michigan led 23-21 with 10 seconds left, only needing to get a punt to win. The punter dropped the ball, and Watts Jackson scooped it up for a score.
And he got severely hurt after it.
The punter or Watts?
Watts.
Really?
Because everyone celebrated on top of him. I think he hurt his hip. Like, yes, it was bad. But it was very cool in the moment.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, so how did I end?
All right, buddy. You went 8 out of 10. You got an 80%, which means you are a B.
Yep. I want to tell you right now, Timmy Boy did not join us today because he was afraid of that. 8 out of 10? Come on. Timmy Boy would have got smacked around today.
I think a couple of our viewers will agree that there's a couple softball questions today. Yeah. So don't think that. Let's look back at the previous trivias and really see how many times I've stumped him. If I didn't do multiple choice, that would have been a different day.
Or the scrambled egg or the Baconator. All right. We have to move on, Lisa. We have to move on to the NBA Finals. Thank you so much for the trivia, though.
No problem.
No, you can stay on. Yes, you're still. For NBA Finals, we watched these together. I know you wanted to watch your Love Island and things like this, but we watched the NBA instead. Thursday night, Pacers won 108-91 to take it to the Game 7. Obi Toppin had 20 points off the bench. This was a big game for Pacers. It just felt like OKC wasn't ready to win. Like they didn't come into this game. You had to be mentally prepared to take a win at Indianapolis, which they couldn't. And to end their series, I don't know. Tyrese Haliburton had an okay game after having the calf injury and things like this. It just seemed like OKC was like, all right, bring it back home. We're going to win Game 7 and things like that. It's a scary thing to do because once Indiana gets the momentum there, who knows? Well, that led us to Sunday night. Tyrese Haliburton goes down early in the game. Now, you could tell this wasn't an ankle. This wasn't a calf problem. This was bigger. The way you could tell on his face, you could tell the pounding on the ground, the face, everything was just like, this was bigger. Well, it came out that he tore his Achilles. It took the soul out of the Pacers, and they tried as hard as they could to stay in it. I mean, plays after plays, trying to stay in this game, but it was all OKC. I can't think of his name right now. Alexander, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, whatever, SGA. He's a star. He's a superstar. Everyone, okay, stop having to debate over that, okay? He's a superstar. He's been a superstar since he came in the NBA. Just Portland didn't understand who they had at the time, okay? OKC does. Now, with them winning their NBA Finals, this is the quickest rebuild I've ever seen in my life. OKC, in case you were wondering, rebuilt it a couple years ago. That's when they got this Chet Holmgren, and they went and traded, and they got all this young talent. Well, now they won NBA Finals. So now they have talent that's going to win them in the future, but also they have the talent to win it now. Is this a team that we're going to see multiple years of NBA championship runs? I could see it. I mean, this is the new guard. And I wonder, and this would have been a good question for Mr. Tim Cook, but like when Michael was on his end days, did we see these other players coming on that were like, oh my gosh, they're going to lead it? I mean, because in my mind, it's always been Kobe and LeBron, right? Kobe was that guy. LeBron was that guy. Shaq was up there, right? There's all these players that you can name. But now that like LeBron's kind of in his end phase, Anthony Edwards is going to be a star, right, for Minnesota. SGA is going to be a star. Tyrese Haliburton looks like he's going to be a star. There's all these younger players that are coming around that you're like, they're going to be a star and they'll take the NBA into Wemby. I mean, that 7'7", 9 foot tall dude. Like, those guys are going to lead this NBA, but at the same time, I don't know if we can name another team that has the structure that OKC does with the talent of young talent having it. Now, Final thing I'll say about OKC is everything's great when you're winning. Because when you're not, you've seen what Boston's doing. Boston traded today Jrue Holiday and Porzingis. Because guess what? When you're not winning, now it's time to shake it up and try to change things. You get paid players too much money. You don't have enough money left over. Final thing we have to say is about the Pacers. What a great run. Tyrese Haliburton tearing his Achilles was, I think, the only way you could picture how this was going to end. And why I say that is because Tyrese Haliburton made more big shots than some people make in their entire lives in one playoff run. The Pacers are a hardworking, hard-nosed team, and they needed their guy that was their soul, the guy that's put the Pacers on the map. It's kind of like what you saw in Boston when Jason Tatum went down. It was like Boston was done. It was over. Right? I do see them making runs because I think the East is a little bit weaker than everyone else. But at the same time, you want a good feel-good story with Tyrese. I hope we'd get him, see him. You're not going to see him next year. This Achilles is going to take him out for a whole year. Really? So you're looking at possibly 2 years until you're seeing him again. Maybe he comes back and does the Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I feel the support he's got from a lot of people has been great, but
but I feel like he's younger than what Aaron is.
Yeah, no, way younger. But I mean, even these other ones. I mean, like when you talk about Kevin Durant did the same thing. Tore his Achilles in the NBA Finals, and it took him a year to come back.
Yeah,
it's Kobe did it, and Kobe's one of the hardest working people of all time, and it took him a while to get back. I mean, you have to learn how to re-walk at 20. I think he's 24 years old. At 24 years old, like I will say this, like I say it all the time on this podcast, I stubbed my toe and I'm out for 6 to 8 weeks. Like I don't know how you do something like that, but the NBA is done. So NBA is done. NHL's done. It's football season, but we're going to be back on Friday. Hopefully Mr. Tim Cook can join us on that one, as we'll be doing hopefully a little bit of Mount Rushmore. If he's not able to join, we probably won't do the Mount Rushmore. But if we're back on Friday after that, we're going to take a little hiatus. We've got to get a little time for us, and then we'll be back ready for football and give you guys all the action. We do appreciate everyone. Thank you so much, Lisa, for joining today to step in for Mr. Tim Cook. Everyone, if you want to, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all those. We want to thank everyone. Have a great rest of your week, and we will see you on Friday.